Afternoon, sports fans. This is Jim for the 3 Minute AD, version number 39 already. We've done 38 of these. This is number 39. Um, the last one we gave you might have been a little bit of boring because it only talked about the rep board meeting and some of the things we're doing, but it's so important to understand what we're trying to get accomplished here in the AAA and how important it is to engage because we are seeing a lot of our colleagues leave the profession, and we want to stem the tide and we want to support everyone. I was in a recent email conversation with a one of the regents from upstate New York, and he expressed support for us, but at the same time said, you got to do a better job with the small school AD. So we'll be meeting on Monday with the Bridges Committee on that, just to give you an update. But anyway, get to the subject at hand here. End of season evaluations. What we run into becomes problematic when things happen off cycle. And not to say that, every coach has a problem, but a lot of coaches do have problems. And we tend to not document these things. This great advice in LTC 707 when we're evaluating coaches that in every report, there should always be one good and one not so good. And I'm not going to say bad because everybody needs something to work on. And I'm going to be guilty of painting myself into a corner because I happen to like that coach. I thought it was a good person, taught good values, had good character. But when it came down to it, there just wasn't any growth in the team. And the Board of Education stepped in, and you don't want them to make coaching determinations for you. Had I done it the right way and had different conversations with that coach, things may have been different. So, the fault lies not in the stars, but in ourselves when it comes to things like this, because we want to maintain a relationship with coaches that allows for some collegiality. They should be ones that are non-adversarial. Yet there are going to be coaches that aren't going to buy into what we're trying to do. So it's so important that our structure and how we evaluate changes a bit. Because if our structure changes, as we say in the LTC 717, then the beliefs change and then the culture changes. If we just have an expectation for culture, then we shouldn't expect the beliefs to change, because how do we define that and how do we assess it? So consider your evaluations with your coaches where you can have that conversation and just ask the three simple questions. What did we do well? What did we not do well? And what can we do to fix it? But by memorializing that, it doesn't paint you into a corner if it came down to having to make a difficult decision. That's the right decision, but one where you don't have any support for it, any documented support. So these are things that appear. I remember in my own evaluation for my superintendent, um, I took offense to it because the awards night wasn't the way he wanted it. And I got that because some glitch in the system in Infinite Campus didn't print out a series of names and they were missing from a form. That wasn't done correctly by us. But when we don't have connections to academics, so what did that mean? That meant I had to now communicate with the guidance counselor, communicate with staff over there, so that we got that part of it right. So the same thing goes for coach evaluations. If we have to ask questions that are tough, let the coach give you the tough answer. Asking a question like, what didn't we do well this year? If they say nothing, everything was perfect, well, you know better. So bring up points that you know about and be ready to discuss it when they come in. Not to, you're not going to Pearl Harbor them at the same time, you're going to work with them. So really, that's the best advice I can give. Don't necessarily follow my pattern for growth. My first 4 or 5 years on the job, I learned a lot past that. And it causes a lot of angst in us, and we want to make sure that we alleviate some of that angst. So good luck with your end of season reports with your coaches. Find all the positives. Congratulations for all the successes you had this year, and then working on the things that you know you need to work on just systemically throughout your program. So, Jim for the 3 Minute AD, like and subscribe. Please tell your friends, send it out, and let's get some support from superintendents and principals on what we're trying to do. God bless you all. Have a happy Thanksgiving if I don't talk to you soon or than that, and enjoy your time. All the best.